A big hello to everybody. My name is BarriKade, and this is Belladonna. Welcome back to part 4. We are currently looking around, trying to figure out exactly what's going on, and I can only assume that it's going to have something to do with his body. It's the only thing left. Hang on, was it? Aha! There was something.
There's something in his pocket.
Oh, a tiny key.
It's a small, delicate key. He kept it in the pocket closest to his heart.
Ah.
I wonder what it unlocks.
Oh, I think I know. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. To the study! Quickly! Okay. I understand that you've just come back to life, but please, you need to move a little faster. Well, I suppose the tiny little heels don't really help. Alright. Now, does the key work on Belladonna, or does the key work on the chest? Well, either way, we'll try the chest first. A tiny key for a tiny keyhole?
I wonder if this key fits.
Yep! Oh.
There's a key hidden inside. A very important one.
The key to someone's heart, perhaps. Yes, yes, clever. And Shazam! Cutscene. Yeah, I can see this ending well. Oh. How tender and sweet.
Clara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself.
You're the lady.
But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna.
Yes.
Murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my
We read your
brain.
journal.
And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was
Clara, you
dead,
read the journal.
Was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious.
Firing victory.
I'd secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory.
Charming.
I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly.
Don't have the flexibility.
But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
Oh.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did.
Apparently.
Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process
Sure.
slower. But with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish
Yay.
wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the
Well.
start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's
Thanks.
method. But I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Like it's yours.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
Why?
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind. A whole new race of the damned.
This is how horror movies start.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any
Yep,
case.
saw that.
But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help
No!
me?
Of course
What?
I will.
Thank you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations.
She's really tall.
And in the meantime, you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure
Good
of
work.
that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us.
Yeah, you're seeming so heroic.
We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of the reconstructing effort.
Okay. Now we are Mary Shelley. Alright. Sorry, the spinning of the clockwork device is just putting me off a little bit. A brain?
I saw a brain preserved in alcohol down in the laboratory.
Oh, you did? That's good. That, my dear, is the brain of baby Lucas.
Okay, I'll try to get my hands on the brain.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. What happens if
I saw a brain.
Oh, you did?
Your son?
Lucas was never buried. The doctor had the body cremated very quickly and thus incinerated all the evidence that the corpse was not complete. He had stolen the brain and kept it for himself. I don't know what he claimed about not planning on resurrecting his child, but the truth is that he kept the brain all the same.
Oh, goody.
And now you want your child back?
No, my dear. It's just a brain. I wanted you back, so I took great care to preserve your personality. But this brain is young and has been dead for very long. I suppose the creation will be my child, in a way, but not my son Lucas.
Lady, you are coming off like a supervillain meets Frankenstein, which I suppose, you know.
Clockwork?
Yes, we need something to supply the body with the force to move. We can't make the heart beat again, so we use the spring-loaded clockwork. In the future, we'll have to think of a source of parts more reliable than salvaging old-time pieces, but that'll do for now.
I see.
Thank you.
Gonna go take the grandfather clock out.
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
Behind the armor, you say?
I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
More questions?
Some things have been puzzling me. Did I used to have hair?
You had beautiful hair. Unfortunately, I had to shave it all off in order to operate on your head and open your cranium.
Will it grow back?
I don't rightly know. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Given that you're dead and your tissue is dead, and you're only being reanimated by the clockwork parts, probably not?
Yet, you're not bald.
I was revivified directly after my death, when my body was still fresh.
Charming.
You, my dear, had been in the ground for quite some time. I had to reconstruct large parts of your decomposed corpse.
That explains the metal construction holding together my skull.
I have my fair share of screws and bolts myself, but they are carefully
Oh.
hidden. I opted to sacrifice your pretty hair so that I could work more on preserving your
Oh,
brain.
true love.
Something the good doctor did not do for me. I'm here.
What is this I'm wearing?
I'm so sorry about that. I covered you in scraps and bandages I found in the laboratory. I had to cut open and discard most of what you were buried in order to stitch you up. I want you to know that my plan was to be right next to you when you woke up, to help you understand and to find a proper dress. I'm so sorry it didn't come to pass like that.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure it's the latest fashion.
On my way in here, I killed a cat. It was in my way and it felt so natural to just dispose of it. It worries me a bit.
How so?
I may have a functional brain, but what
Soul?
about a soul? Shouldn't there be something in me stopping me from hurting
Morals!
Or at least making me feel bad about
Empathy.
it?
You're right. It did come very natural for me to murder my husband. But I'm not too worried about this. I have no desire to commit unnecessary killings, and I do have control over my actions.
Yes, wouldn't want any of those unnecessary killings.
What if you're raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
They won't be mass murderers any more than you and
Everyone
I.
gets one.
And besides, Why should we prioritize the lives of the living above the lives of the
What?
dead?
Alright, lady.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
I'm only helping you because you are the love of BarriKade's life. Thank you very much.
Why did you put this wind-up mechanism in
To
my
preserve the
head?
brain.
Yours is in your back.
Yes, the damned doctor had placed my wind-up mechanism in my back. It goes straight into my chest and heart, giving me a strong central of power. But it is placed outside my own reach.
Reach and flexibility.
So, you can't turn it yourself?
No, I can't. I have to depend on others. That's why I chose to put the key in the back of your head, well within reach of your own
Oh,
hands.
thank you.
I know what it means to not be in control of your own existence, and I will never put someone else in the situation I'm in.
Right.
Thank you.
Of course.
I wanna...
I'm here.
Okay.
I'll start looking for...
Thank you. Come talk to me.
I'm unsure of this entire thing. Thank you very much. Alright, let's go take the clock apart. Whew, that's a lot to take in. We've managed to resurrect Lady Belladonna. And now she wants us to help create an army of Frankenstein's monsters. Oh, no, we don't murder. No, don't be silly. Don't be ridiculous.
This faithful screwdriver will do the trick.
Oh, look, we've got the clockwork parts. Good golly, Miss Molly. So I guess we're gonna take the bone saw to the body. No? Is it? I thought we needed a fresh... Are we not doing that yet?
I don't know why...
Nope. Okie dokie. Back to the basement, where it all began. For this game, not for the story. Yeah, it's very Batman having the entrance to your secret laboratory down behind the bookshelf. I wonder if it's activated by the piano. Alright. We'll go and snatch baby Lucas's brain from a jar. How are we going to reach that? I don't think BarriKade can actually reach it, but hey, whatever. Alrighty then. Go to the laboratory first. The laboratory calls. Come here, brain.
The body of a deranged murderer, the decomposed head of an old lady, the brain of a small child. How could this possibly go wrong?
I know. Oh, BarriKade, why? You just carried the...
Belladonna was right. There is a secret switch behind Roland the Poet.
I forgot that he was called Roland the Poet.
It's too dark down there. I won't see my hands in front of me unless I light the crypt up first.
Aha! Finally get used to this. Alright.
Yes, I can lower the lantern into the hole.
Goody.
Amazing. I must be directly underneath the mausoleum and the cemetery.
How is there a journal page down here? What?
I can't believe it. It's another letter. How did it end up down
But there are no
here?
more slots. Alright. Okay. After insistent probing from my Lady Belladonna, I too take to the pen come evening. The scribbling does not come as readily for me as it does for her, yet I do most certainly see the appeal in the activity. So much has happened in my life of late, my brain is overflowing with joy and secrets and disorder, and if I managed to write down a map of but a fraction of it all, that would be an enormous relief. Verily, it all centers around Belladonna, this queen regent of the castle who has turned her benevolent face towards me, and thus filled my person with happiness I had previously thought unimaginable. I still remember the first time I saw her, standing next to her husband when I took up work in the household, and I remember how she seemed to glow to me. The two of them lost a child shortly after that, and the tragedy would linger in the castle for a long time. All the other servants started to leave one by one, but as much as I wanted to, I found myself unable. I kept postponing my departure with each new day. I found myself dancing around Belladonna's flame, drawn to it as strongly as I had been from that first glance. By the time she recovered from her melancholy, I was the only one left in the castle, and it was at this time the miracle happened. Belladonna saw me in a new way. This tempestuous affair, galloping and world-shaking,
and yet so quiet, so hidden. The castle is ours to rule as we please, but only as long as we do not arouse the suspicion of the grave-robbing goblin in the basement. It is as if I have stepped into one of the fairy tales. It is as if I have stepped into one of the fairy stories my grandmother used to tell. But Nana's stories always ended up with someone losing their head or being eaten alive. Though seemingly everlasting, this bliss of ours, a seed of doubt is growing in my heart. Belladonna is married after all, and who am I to break their wedlock? Theirs is not a happy union, true, but if I am seducing my love to break her vows and soil her soul, then what wretched ruin will that bring upon us? For a long time, while Belladonna was all I dreamed about, my queen and goddess, and my deepest wish was for her to let me into her life and let me worship her. I thought I would give up anything for that, but now that I am here, I wonder if I have sacrificed too much. Belladonna comes from high society, and she doesn't realize just how much she takes for granted. It is still clear who the lady and who is the servant. Can I keep on living like this? Or will I have to do the unthinkable and leave her? I made Belladonna promise not to read anything I wrote, and looking at what I have just put down in ink, the weight of that promise is clear. I have forged into words thoughts I did not know I had, and it is vital that these pages remain secluded from prying eyes. Secrets upon secrets. I shall hide this letter inside the old armor in the basement, whom I call Ronald the Bard, where I doubt anyone will find it. I'm descending into that dungeon as soon as I am done here, and I'll hide this note on my way, as the master has asked me to fetch for him a certain plant from the greenhouse. As strange as this whole situation is, I must still obey his requests, if only to keep up appearances.
Ah, see, so this is the proof that the good Dr. Wolfram was speaking about. He found the letter talking about all of this. Clara Steiber. And so, indeed, she is actually the one who names all the things. Roland the Bard instead of Roland the Poet. Ah, that's where it goes. Cute. Alright.
Another angel. Are you the third sibling? What did you do to get put down here? Is your name Gwendolyn?
Christy? No. I don't know, maybe she killed the other two angels and then sewed them back together, made clockwork monstrosities out of them.
Here's Francisca's coffin, but the lid is much too heavy for me to lift. Maybe I could break it open, but I'll need some sort of big hammer or mace for that.
How about a lovely cast iron candlestick?
The things one does for love.
Shazam! Alright, bonesaw time.
Now to carefully remove the head. It's remarkably well preserved.
Ah, that musky old hair. Oh! Alright. Remarkably well preserved, sure. I think this might be...
Looks like Belladonna has dragged the body down to the laboratory already.
Alright. It looks like this may actually be the last episode of Belladonna. So, let's enjoy it. What dark designs do they have for us? And has she removed the head yet? Are we coming to a gaping stump? Yep. Yep.
Don't you worry, little pile of flesh and bones. We'll soon have you up and walking again.
Ah, see? Every good supervillain needs an erstwhile lover and companion.
Welcome to the Lab of Horrors.
Thank you.
I found something else in the crypt. Another note. One I'd written myself when I was alive. I think we need to talk.
What is the matter, dear?
It's just... forget it. It doesn't matter. Let's focus on what we're doing here.
Yes, let's get this creation moving.
Okay, to be fair, I think that might have just saved BarriKade's life. After all, it's not like Belladonna's particularly sane.
I have Francisca's head.
Well done. Just give it to me and I will attach it to the neck.
I took some parts from the old clock.
Well done. Let me put them into the creation.
We really need to find a better way of doing this.
I have the brain.
Well done. Please give it to me.
I'll get going.
Oh, do I have to physically? Yeah.
Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
And the clockwork. Bam!
Thank you, dear. The creation is complete. All we need to do now is force life into these dead limbs.
Oh,
That big switch on the wall initiates the procedure. Will you have the honor, my dear?
Gladly.
Oh, I get to be Igor. All right, Doctor. Here comes the power.
The time has come. I've wanted to pull this thing since the first time I saw it.
Yes, you have. How'd it go? Another cutscene. Oh. And the horror starts. Unleash the nightmare.
It's alive.
Hey, there we go. Oh no. I regret everything. Oh, look, Clara got a little gimp bodysuit. Fantastic. Alright. That was actually a lot of fun. They even reanimated the cat. Fantastic. Alright. Well, thank you very much, anybody who watched that. I certainly hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you would like to see more in the future. I will be starting up a new game tomorrow, and I hope to get on that as soon as possible so that anyone watching will enjoy that as well. This has been fantastic. The story was quite intriguing and horrifying at the same time. The point and click was, well, point and click is a classic. No problems with the mechanics there. Unfortunately, I will admit that my own stupidity was what cost us some precious time there. I was told this game would take 45 minutes and it took more like an hour and 20 for me. Surprising nobody. Alright. Please leave a comment below if you want to tell me that you enjoyed watching the video, or if you'd just like to tell me that these videos are terrible and you will stop. Either way, thank you again for watching. Take care, have a fantastic day, and be good to one another. BarriKade, out.